Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, back for another episode of Feed the Beast. We're talking episode 4 of season 1. A lot happens today, so much so that we get finally rid of the chef. Stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Let the buzz begin. We've got our wine segment today on Feed the Beast. What are we calling this segment? Weren't you supposed to have a name? This is Abby Vega, ladies and gentlemen.
Hi, everyone. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at _Abby Vega, and I did not do my job. I can not tell you a name yet.
Well,
TBD.
She did her job. She brought in wine and she brought in food to accompany it, so we'll talk about that towards the end of the show. But, of course, we've got the show to talk about. I'm your host, Phil Svitek. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you guys, by the way, for being amazing fans. As the show picks up steam, you guys have been picking up steam with us and been commenting more and giving fan theories. Fantastic. Love it.
Great stuff.
Why don't we start with our friend TJ today, as he learns today he gets not the sex talk, but the black talk.
Yeah.
Which I don't think you've ever had the black talk.
No, I haven't had the black talk.
I have not had the black talk either. I did not, obviously it's very hard for us to relate as two white people. For those of you, if you're not watching. And so, and also, I don't know, I don't think about it in those terms. I would like to think that I grew up in a somewhat encompassing area, but the Bronx is obviously not. I'm aware of the harsh realities of the plight. Yeah, and I feel like with everything that just in how everything's been going on lately in media and stuff, I like that they touched on it and that was like an issue for them. Yeah, and also like look at it from his perspective. Like he's been brought up in this environment that has been encompassing, and also at school, ironically, because it's kind of encompassing there. He's he's getting both sides and whatnot. So it seems a diverse school. Yeah, it definitely does. But as it develops, I liked the metaphor of the drawings being a representation of kind of his state of being. I really like that a lot. And where he's becoming a much better artist, and obviously now he's drawing Dion. Drawing Dion. Yeah. And he's like, "Oh, is that you?" No. Do you think that's gonna start to bother Tommy? It's already starting to. But, not that much. I didn't get the vibe that he was bothered by it. I thought he was more bothered at the fact that she's still calling Dion, what is it, like a caretaker? Or what's she calling it? Yeah, I forget the exact term. That's what I associated his annoyance with. Not necessarily the Dion, but I guess it could have been either or. I think it's more the fact that he looks up to Dion. Because look at, Dion was the one that had the black talk. Dion's the one that's being drawn in pictures, so much so that Tommy literally says hey, let's go play this game. Maybe you can draw the winner. Yeah. That's this guy. Oh yeah, I forgot about that part. So he wants to be drawn by his son. That's pretty passive aggressive. Yeah, for sure. I didn't even think about that, but absolutely. And try as he may, he just keeps trying to. Tommy tries to get back into his life, and at the end, I wrote down. So remember, TJ comes out with the food, and Dion is kind of serving it up to him, and he's talking about the flavors, and they complement each other. Yeah, go on. Dion and TJ complement each other. Yeah. Okay. Now I totally get that, because I was wondering what it was that sparked Tommy to finally throw the glass, and it was him looking at them bonding. Is that what you're thinking? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I totally get that. Yeah, part of it was he wanted. What I like is now it's becoming layered in that way, where part of it him wanted to prove that he could hit the light first, and then part of it was just him being upset. Yeah. Okay. So I'm totally on board. I know what you're talking about now. Multiple levels. Yeah, there are a lot. And we keep kind of getting the flashbacks of TJ to the car accident, and drawing is obviously very therapeutic for him. But we saw last time he was drawing the birds, and now he adds on to that the crash, because the broken glass, which I forget the bully kid's name.
Yeah, I forget his name too.
I don't like bullies, so I'm not going to mention his name.
Well, like, what the heck? Throwing glass bottles at someone? That's,
That's real bullying.
That's uncalled for.
It's uncalled for, but again, this is actual real bullying.
People throw glass bottles at people?
You'd be surprised what bullying has been over
I must
the
have
past
been very
centuries.
Sheltered.
Very sheltered.
I
yes.
was very sheltered because that's
Here's
crazy.
the thing, I forget. Yeah. Well, so it's one of these things, right? If you have been lucky not to have that in your life, then you as you said, you've lived a pretty good life, and we kind of in my circle of people, we're always quick to remind people of that, of like, hey, if this is the worst that you've ever dealt with, you've lived a pretty good life, because there's some harsh shit out there.
I know. Seeing stuff like this, I'm like, dang.
So, yeah. And it's only going to get harsher. That's just on the playground. Obviously, we'll talk about the Tooth Fairy, and you looked away so fast on that one.
Yeah. Whoa.
But yeah, what do we got down there?
Stupid cake container.
Cake is not stupid. The container maybe. We thought, in terms of the drawing, right? When he's drawing the glass, I did feel it was slightly weird. Where that was his initial reaction, because at first I thought he was gonna get the strength and muster up the strength and take his boxing lessons and just be like, all right, I'm going after this kid. But he's like, no, I'm gonna start drawing.
Yeah, I liked that. I liked how he channels all his emotions into his artwork. I don't know.
And
I like
especially
that.
right off the bat, yeah.
Yeah, because I was thinking that too. I go, this is it. He's going to go up and he's going to knock him out. But he takes a breath and then draws.
Just draws.
And I love how he's friends with that girl.
That relationship is
really
forming
sweet. Definitely because, with him not talking, that shows so much about what kind of character that girl is too. Even though we didn't see much, but I mean, she's sitting there having this conversation and they're actually interacting and they're bonding over something that you don't need words. So I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah. It's just, I really hope it doesn't get him into too much trouble. I really thought he was actually going to get arrested tonight.
Yeah.
Because you can't, because she's already graffitiing the bathroom stalls, and just draw on paper. You don't need to do it on walls.
Yeah.
Because that's going to lead to bad crap.
But some of those, with that being said, some of the murals you see around that aren't legal are some of the prettiest, coolest art that you will ever see.
I understand that, but just...
I know. Follow the rules. Definitely at 10. Definitely at 10, you don't need to be graffitiing public property.
I mean, to be fair, Dion's not the best uncle, taking him to a drug deal.
That's what I'm saying. I know he tries to kind of shelter him somewhat from it. He kind of tries to distract him while the shiz is going down. But to even take him in that environment and take your eyes off him, if Dion was around the whole time, he wouldn't have been able to run off to begin with. So
yeah, not very good. But I like how Dion actually did handle it, and much like Dion was to Tommy, he's now being to TJ as well.
Yeah.
Just obviously in a semi-adult form.
Yeah.
Because you can't call him quite an adult yet.
No, not yet.
Oh, man. All right. Speaking of, I guess, children in a way, let's talk about the daughter of Kevin. What did you
weird.
As a girl? Yeah.
It was just, I don't know. The whole thing was kind of weird. When she came in, I obviously knew she was a pretty girl. I'm like, Dion's for sure gonna try to, but that was weird because no matter what type of interview, that interaction was very strange. And then to find out that it's a daughter,
highly inappropriate.
Yeah.
But does that tactic even work in some
aspects?
No.
If someone was like that and getting that close, his body language alone would have made me uncomfortable. I'd be like, why are you so close to me right now? He comes in hot.
He comes from the kitchen, so.
Yeah. That was weird. And I'm wondering if now that Kevin's gone, if she's going to have any more play in the season.
Probably not.
You don't think?
I think it's a one, because.
One and done.
Yeah. She would, it's unfortunate, but in the standpoint of Dion, she was just, she's a very pretty girl, and he's obviously attracted to her, but once he found out that it was his daughter, you're kind of done.
Yeah.
I think even Dion has his own standards, and unfortunately,
Yeah, but he knew what she was going to be good for, and his plan worked.
It did. Oh man, and we kind of knew right away what was happening there.
See, at first I was a little confused, but then once I saw them at dinner, I go, okay, he's definitely doing something to try to get. I wasn't expecting it to go quite down like it did. I thought he was just trying to maybe get some dirt on him that he could use. I thought he was going to just like try to dig deep, but then
I thought he was going to take him to the whorehouse.
Oh.
Because that's the way it was set up. Like, because Tommy kind of tilts his hand and was like, yeah, would you sleep at the whorehouse? And Dion says, I had to take care of my uncle. But I think the story is probably that he just slept over at the daughter's.
Gotcha.
What's her name?
I don't know. I don't know her name. Girl? Cute blonde girl. But yeah, I thought for sure that he was just trying to, because that plan could have gone wrong.
That was an interesting plan, but it worked out.
It worked out, but I mean, yeah, it could have gone wrong. Could have not worked at all.
So let's talk about that. A lot of these things, obviously, there's multiple storylines, but they all weave into each other, so it's hard to kind of separate them at times. So with Dion, obviously, he hates the chef because, but in some ways, I kind of respect the chef because he's doing a decent enough job. He's trying, but again, it's not the vision of obviously what they were trying to build, and it's certainly not the menu that they want, and to be demeaned in that way, when he's supposed to be the chef and to be like just a cook. Yeah,
I thought they were a little. I mean, with those characters, I didn't expect anything less, but I thought they were really harsh on the chef. Because, I mean, like you said, it's his job. He was hired to do a job, and they were being a little over the top.
Well, my worry was, push the chef a lot. We've already seen Adrian Moran's colors. Like, I thought, nothing stopping him from, like, beating the crap out of Dion and Tommy and being like, cut the shit.
Yeah, and I think you mentioned this when we were watching, but it's, do they think, okay, we're going to drive this chef away? Do they not think that he's just going to go hire another chef?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I
mean, there's a certain amount of work and responsibility involved, and especially, like, in some, you think that, obviously, he was a well-trusted figure to Dad Moran. So, how many guys can go through and just, you can find another chef, but one that you trust, it's a little difficult.
Yeah, that's true.
So, yeah, it's one of those, unfortunately. But, well, speaking of let's talk about that. Yeah, I mean, we were all kind of thrown off over how nice he was, Dion. To the chef.
Yeah.
Because it was like, wait, and it played so perfectly because you and I, as we were watching, when did the shift happen? Why?
Yeah.
What is up with him?
Yeah, clearly it ended up making sense, and he was just trying to get in good graces. But for a second, I truly thought, okay, maybe Dion is maturing a little and sees this whole thing that, like, okay, this is how it's going to happen. I just need to be a part of it as I can. And I thought he was going to actually maybe try to just, take the back seat for a little bit just to get it started, but clearly he had ulterior motives.
Absolutely.
Should have known better.
I was kind of half believing him up until the point when he's talking with Kevin and saying, like, when I was in jail, I got to cook, and something about that, like, whole speech was a little fishy. I was like, wait, you don't just love to cook; you love to cook your stuff.
See, that's so funny that was like when you knew he was lying. That's when he like reeled me in. Like, okay, wow, he's really he'd rather do some of it than none of it at all. Dang you, Dion.
He's a
manipulator.
He's an all or nothing guy. That's what we've learned about Dion.
Yeah, he is.
He's certainly about that. Speaking of Dion, he causes more trouble. He's borrowing money from Abby to pay James in the booth. You can't do like. And by the way, I love how.
Wait.
This right now.
What's that?
Why did I just get brought into this right now?
Yeah, just because. Just because. No, it's one of those like the uncle is getting his money back from a guy in New Jersey just to get money to him.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't even owe Dion just so Dion can pay off the Tooth Fairy, and then Tooth Fairy, like,
yeah,
it's also this is how the mob works.
It's
just crazy.
It's hard to keep track of it, to be honest. I'm like, wait, what? Why? It's just weird. And then, like, to find out too with money situation, you find out that Dad Moran, is that what you're calling him?
Sure.
Okay, he's low on cash now too.
Potentially, because he didn't get the deal.
So it's just like all these money issues. And Pilar, she kept talking about how to say her name, whatever. But her in charge of the finance, it's just like a mess, everything.
Yeah.
Finances in this show are not in order. No,
but it's just because talking about the cop thing, right? Tommy was still has no idea because it was a plan, it was a setup, brilliant in hindsight. But the way he says it to Tommy of, cops just follow me. I just got lucky this time. Like, yeah.
That guy pops up everywhere, though, for real.
I mean, eventually, because what do we talk? He's a ping pong ball? Or what? No, the arcade game. James, what do you call it? Pinball.
I was like, ping pong ball? I was like, what are you talking about? Yeah, pinball.
Right? Dion is that pinball. And it's just gonna get worse, and he's just gonna get battered around faster and faster because again he goes from one to the. As he leaves the whorehouse, there's our cop friend. Everywhere he goes, it's just people.
Either that gosh darn huge van is out there, or that cop is out there.
Or he needs money from the uncle. Yeah, it's just not good.
No.
And now he's escalating the stakes. You can't mix baking soda with Coke.
I wouldn't know, but yeah.
Well, yeah, no, okay. I go back to Breaking Bad, right? Like, if someone's like a low end junkie and they just really need like crystal meth, in the case of Breaking Bad, another AMC show, yeah, they'll take kind of like crap crystal meth. But if then you get hooked on and you're a purist and you have Walter White's crystal meth, it's a little different. So in this case, like, I'm sure any like actual cocaine expert
is gonna know.
Like, can be like, no, this is mixed.
But then with that being said, it seems that Dion's kind of a cocaine expert, so maybe he like tested it and like knows,
No way. No, just because he's a chef does not mean he's now a cocaine expert.
He seems to like his cocaine.
There's a difference between using and being able to.
But I think he's assuming that the people using are like him. I don't know. I mean, Dion's dumb. It's a dumb idea. It's stupid. He's gonna get caught.
But it's the Tooth Fairy. The Tooth Fairy's not about to use the cocaine in 1 year. He's gonna sell it, and when he gets his hands on that coke, he's gonna be like, "What the hell is this?"
Yeah. I mean, yeah. It's dumb. It's not gonna work.
It's just bad.
Dion just is a series of bad decisions.
Let me give you an example of how obvious this is going to eventually turn out. Have you seen Dumb and Dumber?
No.
The original. Oh, my dear Lord. James, you've seen Dumb and Dumber, right?
I have an analogy that might work.
Well, let me start with mine before you go to yours. So in Dumb and Dumber, they have a briefcase of millions of dollars.
Okay.
And when the bad guys finally get their hands on it, they open up the briefcase expecting the money to be there, and it's just a bunch of notes that say I owe you, and they're basically like receipts.
Okay.
So it's going to be the equivalent of that. When the Tooth Fairy eventually gets his hands on this cocaine, he's not going to see the money because the money's not there. He's just going to see a bunch of IOUs. And for the
practically as good as money.
Yeah. If you've seen Dumb and Dumber, you get the reference fully.
Okay.
Which I know this audience has, so please don't put me to shame.
You don't know that.
Because unfortunately, I don't think most of our audience is as young as you.
Hey, I'm not that young.
You're pretty young for this show.
I would relate it to like taking your parents' alcohol when you're a kid.
Oh, and putting water in it.
See, she totally got that reference.
That is such a good reference. Thank you.
That is a good reference.
That is good.
Okay.
I would never do that though. I was so good.
Mm-hmm.
I would never do that.
Yeah, well, I remember when they told you water is tasteless, colorless, and people knew.
Is that another reference?
No, it's the same type of thing. Anyway, we digress.
Moving on.
I swear we haven't had wine yet. Not too much of it, at least.
That you know of. No, I'm kidding.
Fair enough. I guess before we continue, let me tell you guys about one of our great sponsors here at the network called Casper Mattresses. Now, Abby, we talked about it last week.
Yes, we did.
Casper, you sleep on a shitty mattress, unfortunately. We got to upgrade you to a nice Casper mattress.
Yeah, I've been looking into it.
Listen, mattresses, let me first start off talking about mattresses, right? In general, they cost a ton of money. You go to the store, you try to sleep on one for like as many minutes as you can. Typically it's like less than 20 minutes, and you think like, oh, this is a good mattress. You're not gonna know what a good mattress feels like after 20 minutes, people. You gotta sleep in it for at least 8 hours. And then even then you're still not gonna know. It lies. And guess what? Because you're getting it from the store, the price is all jacked up. Because it's got to be shipped from the place to the store, and then they got to mark it up and this and that. So by the time you're done, you're like walking away with like a $2,000 twin-size mattress. That's as hard as a rock. No, people, no.
Yeah.
Casper, what they've done, they revolutionized this business. You order straight from them, and it gets delivered to your house. And especially now with summer upon us, right? It is so friggin' hot, and I know it's one of those things like LA. Oh, you guys are. It's friggin' hot in LA.
It's frickin' hot.
The rest of the country is hot. It was 110 degrees yesterday.
It's frickin' hot.
Guess what? The Casper mattress, the way it handles temperature, it's like sleeping on the other side of a pillow.
Oh,
it's always cool. Always.
That's awesome.
You know, like if I could, I would sleep in that thing all day, all summer. So guess what, ladies and gentlemen, check it out. Go to Casper.com, AFTERBUZZ, and use the promo code AFTERBUZZ TV, because guess what? You're going to get $50 off your next purchase, and you get to try out these mattresses for 100 days free. So if for some reason, which I don't know why, you don't have 100% satisfaction, you can return it. So you're already getting a very cheap mattress for that much cheaper. Not in quality, but in price. So use the promo code AFTERBUZZTV. That way they know we've sent you, and you get $50 off your purchase.
Sounds like a steal to me.
That's right. That's right. It is indeed. All right. Let's talk about Sheila.
Who the heck is Sheila?
Sheena?
Shayna?
Shayna. Shayna.
Sheila, no.
Shayna. We don't get much of her in this episode.
But
she is pregnant.
Prego.
And what a cut. That was like...
Yeah, that cut.
You have Dion saying just the fact that, you're the father. I'm just going to be the uncle. I don't want to be the father.
I don't want to be a father too. Pregnant. And she's just like, no.
And can we safely assume that it's his kid?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, the way they did that, why else would they include it?
I don't know, to make us think that it's his kid,
but
it's not really his.
I guess, but I'm thinking it is. Definitely with all the weirdness happening with their relationship right now, I think that it's going to be a good conflict.
Yeah, and I think it's set up really well, because then obviously that's another, she's always kind of been in the mix where her life is quote-unquote threatened by the Tooth Fairy if Dion doesn't come through. And now to have a child on the way, that's a whole set of other issues.
I hate pregnant women in shows like this because I feel like they're the biggest target.
Collateral damage?
Yes, collateral damage. It makes me nervous for them. The same way children do. So TJ still makes me a little nervous too.
I get it. She didn't want to help Dion today. Do you think she could have helped Dion today? About the contract, because he was trying to get out of the contract? And
yeah, I think she could have. I don't know, or she could have at least, looked at it and seen if she could. Because I feel like, because I feel like depending on the contract, she may or may not have been able to help. I think it just depends on the contract. But I think she just completely gave him the cold shoulder. Because there's very well could be loopholes, but obviously, if you're not a lawyer, you may not see them. So I think she could potentially help, but she's just not feeling it right now.
Well, she's not feeling him.
Nope.
Do you think she's going to tell him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, 100%. I think they showed it for a reason. I think that it's just going to be a good conflict. I'm curious to how he's going to handle it.
I think she's very nervous because, again, the father's the cop.
Yeah.
And little does she know that he's out and about dealing with Dion on a daily basis.
Yeah.
And then if he found out that not only is she pregnant, but that Dion is the father, oh, Lord help Dion.
It's about to go down.
Yeah.
It's going down for sure.
I hate to ask. Abortion?
I didn't even think about that, actually. I mean, I can see the discussion being there. Okay. And, the process of maybe, or considering all the options. But I don't know. It's possible. But I think they'll definitely, I think that mindset definitely will appear, at least for a little bit.
Let us know, guys at home. I know, again, it's a somewhat of a very rude question. I get that, but obviously these things, especially in this gritty show, have to be considered. Yeah. I think everything's on the table.
And I feel like too that topic, just in general in TV, is becoming a lot less taboo to talk about. Mm-hmm. So I wouldn't be surprised if it's brought up.
Yeah, especially on a show like this, where the Tooth Fairy just goes to the airport and just kills a guy.
Yeah, what the heck?
You did not see that coming.
No.
You know what I like about this? Okay, so last week we questioned whether or not the Tooth Fairy had the gumption to really do his job.
Well, that's what I said. I said after that whole conversation with his dad, I thought that maybe he was gonna. I thought, after his dad gave him so much crap about being weak, it doesn't surprise me to see him like this now.
Yeah, he's definitely not afraid to get his hands dirty.
No, he's doing it.
But the father lives, so let's start there, because we did not think the father was going to live at all, which is...
But is he really living? That whole thing kind of threw me off of why he's so adamant about, going as far to threaten the doctor's child for his dad to stay alive, but he's not. She pretty much made it clear that even if he's alive, it's going to be through being set up to machine. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's not him. He's not going to
state. Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, I think the Tooth Fairy is nothing if not with hope. I will give him so much credit, because I thought when she got a call from the son that he was going to, you have a son? Do you want to see your son? And that was going to be a threat. And, she might think, oh, is it an empty threat? Is it not? He was going to make it a real threat.
Yeah.
But the fact that he's the one who made the son call.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother level.
Yeah. He's got his info. He knows everything, because that was crazy.
He's like the yellow pages of...
Yeah, that was so strange. I was like, wait, what just happened? I was a little confused.
Yeah. That's something else. So, yeah, whatever reservations I had about the Tooth Fairy being weak, I have no more.
I know this is just me not being in with mob stuff and all this. Yeah.
Thanks.
But what is to stop this nurse? I know, yeah, the safety of her son, but what's to stop her from telling someone, okay, this guy just straight up threatened me for no reason?
Again, the safety of her kid.
I know, but it's at what point do you just say, no? But you get your son, go in the witness protection program. I don't know.
But what evidence does she really have?
That guy just looks wormy.
You know what? That doesn't quite work with the police. Notice how, so going back to TJ, right? Remember last episode?
The bullying thing.
Yeah, that kid looks like he hasn't asked for a face and want to punch it.
I get it, but it's annoying.
But that's just reality, unfortunately. That's just what it is.
Okay. I'll deal with it for now.
No, but this is how these things work, is the fact of, you're not safe and you got to be deaf and dumb. D&D.
Yeah.
Watch On the Waterfront. Great movie.
Okay.
Watch that movie. Okay. And that's about a guy who stands up against the mob.
Okay.
Marlon Brando, greatest speech. I could have been a contender. Watch that movie, Abby.
Okay.
That's your homework.
I'll put it on my list.
That's your homework.
Okay.
You can drink some wine. You can have some desserts and drink and watch the movie. By the way, recommend it to you guys as well. So we don't really know who the guy at the airport was, but we think a very educated guess that is someone involved with the coke dealings.
One of the drug guys.
One of the drug guys, or someone who put out the hit on the father.
Yeah.
So that'll be interesting to track.
Show.
And the Tooth Fairy is obviously what I love, right? I love that he's tying in Pilar. Because Pilar
that was pretty
is
cool.
The money person. What does he need? He needs money. And eventually he's going to need to launder the money. And he's in.
Yeah.
And here's this poor girl who doesn't know how to manage nothing.
No.
And he's going to help her.
She's
on the periphery.
She's kind of dumb.
I will give her credit for what she's able to do.
Yeah.
I think she's smarter than she thinks, but not a 100, not a fantastic manager that they need.
I'm like, her sister even was like, why are you still, pretending? I'm very curious to what her motive is at this point, because Tommy straight up says, that's not going to happen.
What's not going to happen? Oh, the relationship?
Yeah, I'm just a little confused to why exactly.
I think it's going to happen.
Listen, I think it's going to happen too, but I'm saying, like, right now, what is her mindset to why she has to keep doing this?
I think at this point she made a commitment, number one. And so I think there's at this point I think her greatest motive is that she doesn't want to be found out a fraud. Right?
Yeah.
Now if she's fired and that'll be fine, but she really just wants to just not.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
I think initially the motive was, okay, I have to, this is going to get me closer to Tommy. And then eventually, hopefully, the motive becomes, wow, this could be a great job for me.
Yeah. I do think that she's going to end up growing into a good manager. I don't know why.
Well, thanks to... Everything's amazing. She was like, I don't know why I was worried about the inspection. We passed with flying colors. Congratulations.
Tooth Fairy in his stupid van. That stupid van.
It's so... Again, like, talk about obvious. Yeah.
Like this huge, RV looking thing. But
at the same time, I love it. It's got a table. It's got everything.
Yeah. I like the setup in there for sure.
Yeah.
But it's just not very inconspicuous.
I might get one of those.
Yeah, you should. We should just do an after show from a van.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
That's what I like. You get your own tea. You can have meetings there. You can drink there. You can eat there.
Yeah.
It's wonderful.
It would be great.
So, I was going to take a sip.
Yeah, I was going to say, you can't. We haven't spun it yet.
No, I was going to say you're supposed to talk while I take a sip of mine, but okay.
Okay, everyone look over here. No, okay.
All right. So, yeah, we've got that going. Now, speaking of Pilar's sister, obviously Pilar is going to feel very bad about this. She's the one who put the things down for which the sister tripped.
Yeah, you don't. If you ever hit your head, you're not supposed to go to sleep.
It's not a fact.
What?
That's
Haven't you heard that? What's her name from Parent Trap?
Lindsay Lohan?
No. Liam Neeson's wife. That's how she died. Because she hit her head and didn't go to the hospital. Trap? No, like in real life.
Oh.
Yeah.
I was like, what? Oh.
No, that's like a thing.
Both are tragic, but I was like, wait, in the movie?
No, it's like a thing that you're not supposed to. If you hit your head hard, like you're supposed to keep an eye on it. Pilar. You idiot. Pilar.
Okay.
Billy Mays died that way.
Yeah, it's like have you not heard that?
Okay.
Like my mom.
I believe he's passing that along to Steve, our engineer, right now.
What?
Steve, one of our engineers, he decided to do a dumb thing and dive in a pool with his head first. And he was like, I dove in the deep end. Yeah, the deep end's 6 feet. Jesus Christ, people. Don't do stupid things. That's lesson number one. Lesson number two, if you hit your head on doing stupid things,
make sure to keep an eye on it.
Yeah. Okay, so then, obviously it was a concern, but now it becomes, knowing this knowledge becomes that much of a bigger concern. The fact that,
yeah,
she's going to the hospital.
Yeah, and the poor husband. I thought it was weird too that the wife, or because she hit her head hard. That was a pretty hard fall.
Yeah, and that's.
I thought it was
it's
weird.
A hard fall and it's a hard surface.
Yeah, and I thought it was weird that no one, because you could tell that the husband didn't know, because the guy's like, did she hit her head? He's like, no, and then the sister was like, oh, Pilar was like, oh yeah, she did. So she's probably thinking, yeah, I probably should have mentioned it.
Hence why, I think she would have gone on the ambulance regardless, but yeah, she was like, yeah, I'm gonna go with this.
Yeah.
But, you know, I do feel bad for her, and this is why the Tooth Fairy ends up in her life, unfortunately, is because Tommy is, you know, whether, regardless of what's kind of their history, like, when something like this happens and you say you care about a person, again, whether, like, you know, in a romantic way or not, you're supposed to be there for the person. And
yeah, that was
cold. It was cold.
That was.
And then when they did have their moment, right, after things settled down, that's when Tommy should have called Pilar and been like, hey, listen, I was an asshole. Like, so is your sister doing okay? Like, what's going on? What can I do?
Tommy's not doing it right.
Why?
David Schwimmer.
So, yeah, I feel bad.
I felt bad for her when she said that. Like, thanks for asking.
Yeah, it's anytime you have to bring it up to someone, it's never a good sign.
No.
What else do I have written down there that we didn't talk about?
I think we got it.
We touched upon everything?
I think so.
I will say real quick, we got to talk about the uncle, and then, but even before that, I was going to talk about Ruth the Jew. The accountant for Adrian Moran, who tells him, like, you don't have any money.
Yeah.
And again, being the amazing racist that he is, he's like, I thought you people were supposed to be good with money. Yeah, we're not magical. We don't create it.
I forgot about that part.
Yeah, but he's very. You know what? And it also does highlight, like, one of the things. The kind of throwaway line was, like, you know, we had a handshake, and in the old days, like, people like him, you do a handshake with something, that means it's a signed deal. That's as good as a contract. It's sad times that we're living in nowadays.
Or a handshake doesn't mean that.
No. You don't even know those times. I used to do a handshake like that, you know. I mean, we even used to, like, as kids, we used to spit on it, and, like, that meant something.
It meant something.
Right, James? You spit on your hand and you do a handshake with somebody. That means something when you're a 6-year-old kid.
A spit shake was, like, damn near blood brothers.
That's right.
Wow.
That was another thing, Abby. We used to actually, like, bleed and put our blood together. And
That's
blood brothers. But then,
gross.
You know,
now
different than women. Never mind.
Other things. May have put a stop to that.
Anyway, all right. Let's talk about the uncle. We kind of touched upon it, but wait till he finds out that. I mean, the uncle knows that he's kind of taking the money and using it to pay off the Tooth Fairy, but the fact that it's not going to be good for the uncle knowing that, because he knows exactly who hit him, and he's going to want some sort of revenge. He already doesn't like the Tooth Fairy and like his men, so that's only.
Does he know who hit him? I didn't think he knew.
The van hit him.
Are you sure he knows that? I don't think he saw it.
I mean, because they drove up next to him, and then they were like ramming him. It wasn't like just like
I don't remember. Yeah, I guess
it's one thing to, like, literally go behind him and just, like, hit him, and then he goes crashing. They literally went to the side of him.
Yeah.
I think we can replay it. If for those of you at home, feel free to weigh in on this as well, because we didn't watch it. We just watched it straight through. But yeah, they drove right next to him, and then
because I was just surprised that he didn't mention that to Dion when Dion came to see him. That's why I didn't think he knew. Because I feel like that would have been something he said.
But what reason would he have to say? Because then what's Dion gonna number one do?
Well, not even for the sake of Dion doing something or being able to do something. I just figured it'd be something he would mention. But I could be totally wrong.
And you want to hold you want to hold information as close to your chest as possible.
Okay.
And so this is information, and so now, the more people know if he's gonna, like, because obviously if something happens to the Tooth Fairy or one of these people, then he obviously has a clear motive, and people can kind of pin it on him or whatnot. Oh. So, and obviously they'll kind of put two and two together, but at least in some way he can. You want to spread out your tracks, so to speak.
That makes sense.
Or hide your tracks, if you will.
Makes sense.
By the end of this, you'll be a great mobster.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm going to be so great.
Maybe. Who knows?
Hit the streets.
Taught by not a mobster. All right. Anything, any other stray observations?
I don't think so. I'm ready to eat this food.
Well, okay, so if you will, James, go ahead and play our jazzy music. At this point, all we've got left, we're going to do our special segment with the wine, and we're going to do predictions. So if at this point you don't care to hear either, feel free to tune out. If you want to just hear predictions, skip ahead a little bit. But hopefully we entertain you enough that you want to join us. So what do we got today, Abby?
All right. I don't really know.
You don't really know. Why don't you know?
I know. So the dessert, I went with like chocolate.
Okay.
Rich
you
chocolate.
started wanting the dessert, hence you paired the dessert to the wine rather than the wine to the food.
Is that what you're supposed to do?
No, I mean it's one.
Yeah,
you know,
I paired the food, the wine to the food for sure. So it's like a richer chocolate. So they said an Porto. Is that what this is?
No, it's not. All right, this is why I need to chat me.
You explain.
Okay, so when Abby was asking me about this, I told her she needs to get a port. Now, because ports go well with desserts, right? Now, port originally comes from Portugal, right? And then people started emulating this sort of taste and things of it. So now you can get a port from sort of almost anywhere, right, where wine is made. True port is called Porto. That way you know it's from Portugal. Now, this is not a port. This is a marsala. Much like a chicken marsala.
I really screwed that up, didn't I? Hey, the description said it goes with desserts.
No, this is a dessert wine.
Okay.
You are correct about that.
Cool.
This is not a port. A marsala is a wine, dry or sweet. This one's sweet, produced in the region surrounding the Italian city of Marsala in Sicily. And the good news is it can typically ranges between 15 and 20% alcohol.
Is that more than normal?
No,
it's not.
No. Depends on the wine.
I know.
Depends on the wine. And there's 3 levels of sweetness. There's secco, which is 40 grams of sugar per liter, semi-secco, and sweet. So this is a sweet.
Sweet. It is sweet.
And there's many colors associated with this. So this one's kind of a much more amber type of color.
It's kind of unappetizing looking, to be honest. I think so. The way I was pouring it, I was like, ooh.
It's like it almost looks like kind of like a whiskey in a way.
Yeah.
But,
I think that kind of throws me off a little bit.
But go ahead and smell it. Tell me the story, Abby. Tell the story of the wine.
The story is, it'll taste really good with chocolate cake.
Okay, so go ahead and have some chocolate cake. And then
I don't even know what this thing is.
So now we're digging in. Hopefully we're teaching you about wine.
Yeah.
James gonna have a fun time cleaning this studio tonight.
Oh no. Oh my god. What is this thing? I just saw it and I had to get it.
Okay, so the chocolate is good, and then
wow.
There's kind of like I don't know how to describe the smell, but it's an interesting. It's like an amber. It's a sweetness. You said the wine has a residual like aftertaste, a little hint of burning sensation.
It does.
Yeah. All right, so why don't we head into predictions while we continue to eat?
This?
It's good.
Oh my gosh. I've died and gone to heaven.
And now,
Your Marsala.
AfterBuzz TV prediction.
That's right. All right. We got previews for next week. At this point, I forgot.
I didn't see them.
Because you ran out. I wonder what Mr. Moran's gonna do once he finds out that the chef is no longer involved and kind of how that thing works. So we'll see. I mean, a lot of stuff that they showed in the previews, it's always interesting because they kind of lead you in a different direction, and then it never ends up being that way. In a good way, in a good way, right? You kind of get more than you were hoping for out of the preview. But I'm really excited to see the Tooth Fairy really turn up the heat on Dion, but also pull the strings like a puppeteer with Pilar. And eventually, what's going to be nice is that he's going to kind of for Dion, the Tooth Fairy is going to have to distance himself away from the restaurant only because Pilar.
They can't see each other.
Yeah, they can't be in the same vicinity together. Pilar, Tooth Fairy, and Dion. So it'll be interesting.
Yeah, that's totally gonna happen. That's how they're gonna find out, because they're gonna
The Tooth Fairy's too good for that. Come on.
See, I don't know. I think that's how it's gonna happen. Like, oh, a while down the line, but I think Pilar is gonna see him, and then Gianna's like, "How do you know him?"
That'll be interesting.
And she's be like, "He's been," and he's be like, "Oh my god,
he's my personal advisor."
Exactly, and it's gonna be like, "What?" But I also think that Pilar's sister is gonna die.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why, and I think it's gonna be like a big thing for her.
That'd be interesting. And will that bring Tommy and her closer together and be like, Pilar, I'm so sorry. And then, like, you know how they there's the obligatory, like, compassionate kiss or compassionate, like, moment, and, like, we were swept away by the emotion, but it felt so right. Type of thing.
You're getting real Notebook right now.
A Boy Meets World, but okay.
I don't know.
Go with that.
Love Boy Meets World. But yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't know. It's so hard to predict. I'm so bad.
All right. Well, that's our prediction. So good, better, or worse. Who knows? Let us know your thoughts on what's going to happen. Let us know your favorite storyline thus far. And just what you thought of the episode in general. Also, if there's a wine that we should try, let us know. We'll be happy to do so. Try this wine. It's like I said, it's a Marsala. It's imported from Italy. This is a Colombo. And as I mentioned, it is the sweet kind. So, you know, if you want, definitely check it out. Pair it with some good old chocolate desserts, and you can't really go wrong.
Nope.
All right, guys. We'll see you next time. Oh, underscore Abby Vega.
That's
with
me.
the underscore in front of it.
Underscore.
At AfterBuzz TV, all that. So, there you go.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.